My experience is mostly framing, residential work. I've been superintendent with different contractors, doing both residential and commercial. So that's basically my experience. We're going to have two different times this evening. One is, it's going to be a reminder for those of you who are returning, and it'll be new, of course, for whoever's new. And then for the new folks, we're going to, we'll let the people who are returning students go ahead and go home, because the last part is going to be covering the online system called D2L. Right, so how to navigate that, how to get to your course, assignments, quizzes, exams, all that stuff. If you already know that, you've already been through that, and you're a new student to the college, then you're welcome to head out once we get through basic stuff. Before we go any further, I just wanted to go ahead and introduce the instructors that you'll be seeing or communicating with. They may be your instructor, they may be someone who's here in the lab helping you whenever you come into the lab. We'll start with Bill Carroll here. He's our resident video producer.
Like I said, Willard Carroll on your emails, Bill Carroll. Call me Bill or Willard, doesn't matter. My friends call me Willard. Show of hands, who's in the masonry class? Just got 2 of you here and 3 of you? Good. So you guys will be with me and I'll be on the core as well, helping out with the other instructors. So you got any questions on that, please feel free to ask me. Email me. Sorry. Or anything else.
Talk about your experience.
35 years, union trade, bricklayer from Ohio and to here. I got 20 years here in Colorado Springs. Foreman, went from actually mason tender to bricklayer to foreman, then superintendent to project manager. And then I retired and came here to volunteer my help and then became an instructor. So that's my experience, and I can show more and more in the lab how you can do your work and help any other way I can. Chad, Mike's your.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Casebeer, doing the plumbing division here, and so I don't know if any of my students, do I have any students here plumbing? Okay, one.
This guy
I
here.
got 2 here, yeah. So, yeah, we'll be doing the introductory plumbing stuff in this level 1 class. It's a good comprehensive way to learn some things about plumbing. And you know, as for myself, I just grew up here in Colorado Springs, worked for a family plumbing company, and then branched out, worked for a half a dozen other large plumbing companies around the state. And I got some good experience, and then decided to start my own thing back in '97 over at Grand Junction. Hit a great streak over there and got hooked up doing a bunch of custom homes over there, and got exposed to a lot of radiant, really cool stuff. And then came back here after the economy kind of tanked around 2010, and started over here, kind of climbed the ladder again here in town, and been doing light commercial stuff and residential remodels and so forth, but now getting into this teaching thing. So looking forward to getting to know some of you people, and some of you guys who are doing some of the other trades, maybe you'll come over and do some plumbing with us sometime. Be great.
Jeff?
Yeah,
Thank you, Jeff Stuber. Tell them.
good evening, fellas. I'm Jeff Stuber. I'm the electrical technology instructor here. I've had 35 years in the trade. I'm an IBEW guy. And no, I'm just glad to see everybody made it tonight. We're going to go over the introductory electrical code. In that class, we're going to go all the way through the modules in the NCCER program. That program, those certifications are good from Portland, Maine, all the way over to Portland, Oregon. Okay, and so they're recognized. All right, they're recognized, and I think that's really important to the program. If any of you guys want to, you have time, you can always drop in. The electricians will be coming to see me 1 day a week, no matter what. We're going to have class. But if you guys just have an evening that's open, I'll be happy to show you how to do a switch, an outlet, a switch in and outlet, three-way switch, four-way switch, those kinds of things, especially if you're doing some kind of remodeling at home or whatever, okay? Stop in, I'm usually in that room over there. Stop in and see me, I'm here from 4 till 7:30, 8 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, okay? So you're more than welcome just to, bend my ear. If you got a plumbing question, wherever Chad went, Chad's over there, I'm sure he'll be happy to help you. If you got a stucco problem, you got a brick problem, a block problem, a tile problem, you can always go to Bill, all right? Carpentry problem, maybe you got a little leak in a roof, or you got to put a window in, these guys are excellent. So, use us, is what I'm saying. That's why you're here, that's why you came to college. There's a lot of knowledge in this room, use us, okay? Anybody got any questions? No? Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Who was next?
Charles.
Charles.
I'm Charles Rich, new to the program here. I'm doing a lot of the level 1 carpentry and some of the level 1 core curriculum classes. I also have the Career Start program, the high school guys. I guess they matched emotionally where I belong, I guess. I have had, 20 years of construction experience. I put myself through college twice by going to school at night often, but working construction jobs during the day. I've done mostly electrical, a lot of framing, a lot of equipment operation, you name it. I did project management and estimating when I injured my spine. They put me in the office, and that was pretty fun. Actually, that's a real fun. If you've got a personality type that likes risks, and you kind of, I hate to say it, but there's a certain level of gambling rush you get when you do project estimating. That was fun. Nothing like signing your name to a $400,000 project. But I've done that most of my life. But now I'm here, so I'll be in and out on a regular basis. Mostly mornings, 5 days a week I'll be here. So yeah, ask questions and I'll try to point you in the right direction if I don't know the answer. So,
Dave Dodge?
Yeah, thank you. He's
So yeah,
too humble to speak.
I'm Dave Dodge, and my email is Dave Dodge at PVCC. So anyway, I've got about 10 years experience in HVAC, heavy commercial, and general construction, and then I moved on to heavy industry, really, electric production. So I'm the lab tech, which means I'll help any of you with anything, regardless of the, I just kind of a little bit of everything, working with these guys and you for any help you need with your labs and things like that. So when you come in, you can see me and I can set you up with the tools and any kind of help that you might need. But other than that, I'm just here to, probably more than anything, I'm going to be the safety Nazi. If you do something that I see unsafe, I'm going to stop you for sure, and we're going to have a talk about it. Okay, that's one of the things that I really pride myself on, is everybody goes home with 10 fingers and 10 toes. Okay, guys? If you need anything, like I said, give me an email, and we'll work it out.
Thanks for the safety reminder. No problem. So we'll cover that throughout the semester, throughout your time, your visits into the shop. There's reminders of the basic safety glasses, full pants.
These
no
don't
clothing.
count. I don't care if they have the fancy Oakley, they don't count. They gotta be real fancy safety glasses.
If you're wearing prescription glasses, we'll accept that. Your basic hiking boot or work boot, if you already have or in the habit of wearing those. Full pants, loose clothing, it's a no out there. We don't want to get caught in anything. As Dave says, we want you to go home the way you showed up. Okay? Jeff mentioned the NCCER curriculum that we're using. So that takes us into the big picture of the program. It's a self-paced program. If you're just showing up, make sure the sign-in sheets come back here, or maybe the side table. Make sure to sign in. So the NCCER curriculum, it's growing as far as its presence around the country with different schools. The Texas schools have really made headway with using the program and developing good building construction technology programs. We're patterning our program after Pima Community College down in Tucson, Arizona. So the thing that was impressive about that program is they have a great system in place in using the NCCR curriculum with the hands-on experience that you have at the school. One thing that really affirmed that they have a good program is their partnership with contractors in the community. So when we visited down there, they had a scrolling of different contractors that were hiring. So that what that told me is that they value this program enough to connect their name with the school. So that's our goal, is to connect with contractors. On that note, we already have contractors coming. We had one come last week. Hey, I need framers, I need carpenters. So the need is out there. The opportunity's out there. Real quick on the opportunity idea. My goal in working here at the college is to really to restore the nobility that the trades have lost in the culture. So if you watch any of the PBS programming, Home Time, this Old Yankee Workshop, This Old House, they're doing that. Whether they had that in mind or not, they're actually doing that. So we want to do that here with the program. There's great opportunity out there for finding a place where you can really use your gifts, your talents, connect that with your interests, and make some really good money on that. Charles mentioned teaching the high school students in the morning. I was doing that last semester. He actually took over that this semester. One of the things I would do with them is give them stories about people I know who are in the industry and they're making six figures. For those of us who are a little challenged with math, that's over 100,000. There's great opportunity. You get dirty, but like Mike Rose says, you can clean up. Right? Reminder on the D2L for the returning students. Apparently there's still some glitches with the test questions, exam questions, quiz questions, where you have to fill in information. I want to remind you, or just point out, to be exact with what you see in the book. Enter it exact. Otherwise, it's going to get graded wrong. Now, if it's graded wrong, that doesn't mean it's going to stay graded wrong. Let us know. Take a screenshot of what you see is incorrect. You'll see the answer that you put and the correct answer, and if it's the same, then you let us know with the screenshot. Hey, in this course, this quiz, the concept checker quiz, the exam, or the trade term quiz, let us know. And we'll do the corrections that need to be made, okay? The lab work, take care of your online stuff first before you come out into the lab. Now, with the online stuff, it's going to be the trade term quiz, concept checker quiz, the exam. Those are the things you'll do online with the instructional videos and PowerPoints that are on D2L in your course shell per module. Each module is going to have two categories, PowerPoints and videos. The other one is assignments and labs. So you go into the assignments and labs, PowerPoints and videos, any instructional videos there, PowerPoints, then you can proceed into taking the quizzes, the exams. Once you've done all that, then you're ready to come into the lab for your hands-on assignments. So there will be a performance profile sheet, which is specific to NCCER curriculum. So basically, it's a list of things under a certain topic that you'll need to perform for that topic. Now, it may just be a performance profile sheet. There may also be a detail sheet, which is basically expanding on that topic to give you more stuff to do in that, whether it's hands-on, a combination of hands-on, maybe some estimating, may still be some academic type work, but those detail sheets might show up with the performance profile sheets. Any questions on that stuff so far? No? Okay. So that's the first part of what we want to do this evening. The second part was to go over the system for whoever's new to the school to go over the D2L system, go to a specific course, walk through one of the courses, quizzes, assignments. So if you've already become familiar with that, you don't have to stay for the rest of it. You can stay if you have some questions that,
Excuse me, that's not true. If you're an electrician, you're staying tonight. Sorry.
thank you, Jeff.
Sorry, you're staying tonight. We're already behind the 8 ball. So plan on doing a little bit of work.
Plan on staying with Jeff. Any questions before we move on to the system?
Just one, are you guys still running the same hours as last semester?
They'll shift a little bit, but for the most part, yes, 8 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so the lab, what I mean by 8 to 8 is 8 in the morning to 8 p.m. That's the lab accessibility.
Please don't show up at 7:55 wanting to start a lab though.
7:55 p.m. that is.
Yeah. You start at 7:55 a.m. you might.
If there's no one here at 7:30, because I'm usually the night guy,
Yeah.
if there's nobody here at 7:30, I'll more than likely start shutting things down. If you're here working, I'll stay until 10.
And, yeah.
Don't come in at 7:30 and expect to get a 3-hour lab done, because that's not the spirit of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, one of the, a couple of labs we have out there, the floor framing and the roof truss system.
Takes several hours.
That takes a few hours.
The sooner you get in here to get started, the better, the more at the end of the semester. And doing that, it gets a little jammed up. People are like, oh, when are they gonna be finished? Hopefully today, maybe tomorrow. Oh man, I can't be in here tomorrow. That starts happening. So the sooner you get in here to do your labs and get them out of the way, the better.
Yeah, basically be proactive with
Yeah.
taking care of that stuff. So the academics, online stuff is fairly simple to do, to complete. Any questions on that? Let your instructor know, let us know, one way or the other. As Bill said, all the instructors said we're here to help you. Just go to this, just Google ppcc.edu, login screen. Password.
Oh, we can't see, can you say out loud for us?
It's in Spanish
Oh, okay.
and English. Okay, so this screen is a little bit different
Right.
than what you'll see because I'm viewing this as an instructor, right? So basically, you'll go to, it's going to have course access. I use D2L, this little icon for D2L. Yours is going to be course access.
I just wanted to make sure that I got the right place. Because I have.
And then you'll have this screen pop up with your course options. We'll go to 158 and then CR carpentry.
I think you guys are.
And then down that far left column, you have the different modules for the course. Let's go ahead and go into module 1. Course videos. That's the basic one. Assignments and labs. This is where you'll see what I mentioned before. Trade term quiz, concept checker quiz, the exam, and the trade term study sheet. So basically, it's got the terms defined for you. You can use that for taking the trade term quiz. So this one's missing the performance profile sheet. So if you notice this one, module 2, there's a bit more content with regards to videos and PowerPoints. This one has the performance profile sheet. So some modules may or may not have a performance profile sheet.
So that's the basic one. In the labs, the detail sheet that he mentioned earlier is going to be a more extensive version of that. That's kind of the basic for the NCCER curriculum that we're using. The detail sheet, again, is a lot more in depth.
So where it says instructor, make sure that you write the actual instructor you have for the course. There's a little bit of confusion before about whether the person's name that gets written into the instructor line is the lab person who's walking through, making sure you're completing everything. So the initials will be written over here for, by the lab person who's walking through you completing the task, right? Under the instructor name, be sure to put your specific instructor and the course number. Right? So this particular one is CON 158, it's NCCER Carpentry 1. So whatever course you have, make sure you have the instructor name and course name under there. So we can make sure to get it to that instructor so that they can get the grade for your course. Now, if you're taking many courses, there may be an overlap. So this particular building, materials, fasteners, systems, there may be this in another course. You only have to do it once. Right? So if you encounter it in another course, let your instructor know, I've done this in this other course. Can you get the grade from that instructor? And we can put that into the grade for this course, whatever. So there may be some overlap, primarily because it's good to repeat things, and some things are just important enough where we have to do that, where it's good to do. So the self-paced structure is competency-based. That means it's pass or fail, with 80% being the criteria. On this particular sheet, it's pass or fail whether you completed it successfully or not. For whatever reason, it didn't happen successfully, that doesn't mean you're done. You try again. Maybe you had a day distracted, that happens to all of us. You have an opportunity to try again until you successfully complete it. Any questions on that? All right, see if I can find one with a detail sheet. This one should have a detail sheet. I'm going to pull up a detail sheet to show you. Okay, so this is the detail sheet for the stair module in level 1. No, I'm sorry, level 2. So there's some math and calculating the rise exercise for that, but then there's also taking some information, getting a sheet of OSB that's 12 inches wide by about 8 feet long, half-inch OSB, and you're laying out a stair stringer. You won't cut it out, you just lay it out. Whoever's out in the lab will double check everything, make sure it's laid out, because ultimately, whatever you're doing, roof framing, in this particular case, stair stringer layout, getting the layout is critical. So it's checking and double checking on this. I'm still active out in the field, actually. A friend of mine's building a house up in Black Forest, and hey, I can't get my carpenter out here, could you come build the stairs? So over the course of 2 days, I built the stairs, and that was a weekend, and I got some pictures and showed the class the following week. So I spent probably a third of the time making sure the math was right.
Because there has to be code.
Yeah, so you've got to combine the code requirements within the space that's the architect planned for the stairs. Fortunately, it's a, custom home, so there's a lot of space. And it makes for a nice set of stairs. And what I mean by that is the rise isn't too high. Now, for someone my height, 7.5 inches is a comfortable step. Right? So with regards to code, 7 3/4 is maximum for residential, maximum height for a step. 10 inches is minimum for the width of the actual step. So this is a detail sheet. You'll have that information there on how to lay it out. There happens to be a video on the PPCC Building Construction Technology YouTube channel for doing this. Unfortunately, you have to see me.
We can send links to your email, so you can have it,
But you can go
bookmark
to
it.
YouTube for these instructional videos, if they're not already in the show, whether there's a link or usually it's a link. You just click on the link and go to the video. So we'll have instructional videos. You'll see Jeff's face a lot. The hope is to get all the instructors doing stuff like that, so you get familiar with it. Bill's on there a lot. He's got some great videos for the masonry part. So each detail sheet will have some sections where they'll do a pass-fail, the cutout, the layout, and then the cleanup. So cleanup is important. That's part of your being out in the lab. Some of the students gave us a little pushback, oh, why do I have to do that? Well, when you get out into the field, that's going to be expected. From my experience in working with customers, there are two things. Things could have gone wrong within the project, but if I was communicating with them and I kept their site clean, they love me. My name is going out to people. Call Fernando, he'll do a great job for you. And it's just very simple stuff. It wasn't really ultimately about what I was performing that they valued. That was actually down the list. Now, I would do a good job for them, great product that I would give them. But ultimately, it's communicating with them and cleaning up. This makes a big deal. Okay, so that's a detail sheet. Let's go back to actually, there's the stair layout one, but the detail sheet's not in here, so I've got to insert that into this shell. So with the program being developed into the self-paced, there's a little bit of transitional challenges, let's call them, right? So bear with us. We'll do the same with you as far as life happens while you're trying to complete these courses. So stuff comes up, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this, or can you give me a little more time? We're flexible with that. We know life happens to us. So just keep in touch with us, keep in communication with your instructor, let them know what's going on. On that note, there's a weekly contact that's required for you to have with your instructor, whoever that is. Right. Being self-paced, the tendency with anyone is, I got plenty of time. Now you do, but you have to manage it to make sure that you complete the stuff and get it done before that last week. Okay, let me check my list real quick. Let me pull up the quiz. So once you get into the shell, let's go back to the course home for this course con 158, NCCA Carpentry. You've got the, across the top, places you can go. We try to keep these simple, so there isn't a whole lot you're going to have to go to other than content. If you click on assignments, there's not going to be anything in there, because we have it as a heading under the content column on the far left side of the home page. Well, the content page. You can check on quizzes, and it'll have all of them here. You can access the quiz through that, or back to the content. You can click on the different quizzes, exams, study sheet, profile sheet. Oh, real quick on the performance profile sheet, when you're ready to come out and do that for the stairs, open it up, and then you can download it and print it. So that printer out here, if you happen to be here printing it, make sure your laptop connects with it. It's gonna have to be a school laptop to do that. Otherwise, you have to print it at home, or if you're at one of the campuses already. As a student, you're allowed, I believe it's $25 a printing budget. So if you have another class at one of the other campuses, you print it there, then bring it here. So two different ways to access the quizzes, content or directly in quizzes. Class list, you can check on that and click on, I think my name's listed there. If you need to contact me via email, click on my name there, and that will get you the email.
It's highly recommended that you use the D2L email. If you try sending an email through your personal to us, most likely we won't get it because it's filtered.
We get it, our response is
Send it through
send it
D2L.
through D2L.
So, there's a way to send attachments and that sort of thing through D2L. So, if you email us through that.
Oh, real quick, as an instructor, I can go through and check logins, you know, say, hey, you know, I haven't seen you even log in, so is everything okay, that kind of stuff. Just so you know that, where, if I contact you, say, hey, is everything okay, this is why I'm not seeing anything happening. Not that I'm trying to be nosy or anything.
It's also with the quizzes, go slowly and check your spelling. I don't know how many times I have to already correct my high school guys. They'll miss a simple letter, a vowel in a word, marks it wrong. It's the right answer, you just forgot one letter, marked wrong, bam. And if you're not careful, you turn that in, you might have the right answer, but this doesn't account for, you know, small spelling errors, so.
You can go in and under grades and check your grades that way.
So is that where you would screen shoot it and send you guys a message and say either I answer or I
Yeah, I had to-
misspelled this or whatever?
I had one person already take the concept checker quiz, either sometime today or yesterday, and it scored their answer wrong when they actually entered the information correctly. So there's a quirk or glitch that we've let the administration know of. They're working on trying to fix, but in the meantime, to stay in contact with your instructor. We'll make the necessary corrections so that you can get the grade that you earned. Okay? Bill, Charles, any other thing regarding the system, D2L?
If you have Windows 10, since I've had Windows, because I'm migrating from Crapple over to Microsoft thing, the Windows button on the keyboard plus the print screen now does the actual screenshot and saves it in the pictures part of your hard drive now. If there's a couple other ways, Fernando uses a different method, but I like it automatically going over the pictures. That way you have the screenshot saved. Those are important because as you deal with D2L and some other issues, you need to see those. So just be aware of that. It's the bottom left of the keyboard, the little Windows icon, if you don't know. That and then print screen. At the same time, you'll see the screen actually flash again like it used to. So I don't know if that's a recent Windows 10 change or if that's,
I don't know. That's, I'm tech challenged.
I am very tech challenged.
No, that's been around.
What's that?
That's been around.
That
On that note,
Yeah.
if you happen to have a class where you're submitting like a Word document, somehow the system, if we're receiving that through the email that you send, we have trouble opening up Google Docs, so do it in a Word document. Any supplemental material assignments that you have to submit that way, use Word to do your documents as opposed to Google Docs. It's like oil and water, they're not mixing.
Do you have a question? Yeah. Let us know.
Any questions? Comments?
On the signing, I saw like construction 142, and then I'm also in 157, but I didn't see it on your sign.
You didn't see your name on it?
Yeah, I didn't see 157 listed on the sign.
Yeah, it was a different section, probably because it was a different instructor. And so the sign-in sheets I got from Dave Frankmore, got information from
Who is,
Bill.
what are you taking? Plumbing or
157 is
electrician?
core skills.
Core, just core?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't put down the core because core is for everybody. And,
Well, let's just make sure you're signing in on the
yeah,
paper.
put your
Okay.
name down there.
On that one?
Yeah.
If your name wasn't on that list,
Okay.
one of those lists, make sure
Sure.
that you write it in.
All right.
All right, a couple of housekeeping.
Question here.
Oh, sorry.
Quick question, like how quickly have people been gone through all this coursework? Can you do it like in a month or two if you really are motivated?
You can, yeah, it's.
Just get it out of the
It
way?
depends on the time you have, I'm like,
We'd rather
and
have
if
it
you're
that way.
working full-time.
And it is spring, and let's be honest, outdoors is tempting.
Yeah,
So the sooner you knock this out when it's still cold and dark, better off you are.
more daylight's gonna be coming.
Well, spring's coming. Thank you for
Spring
that,
is.
all right.
I was like,
We're in
it's
spring's
pretty good,
coming.
it's nice out today, it'll be below freezing tomorrow.
Yeah, but we know you have lives to manage as well, you know, I've got kids, Charles has got a life, everybody's got lives.
Yeah, we'd rather have you
Now, you done
going through your
messed yourself
modules
up
on a
now.
timely manner rather than wait till the last 3 days.
Then you have the rest of the semester off, right? You know?
Where is like?
You
the
can, or you can
sign-in?
come
Like, I
in
read something
in
that said
advance.
Sign in every day,
If you're-
or, I mean,
from
you know,
what
once
you
a week,
take-
sign in and sign out.
We have
The
a
answer is
system, you
basically-
cord near the
Yeah,
door
I want to
there.
do core carpentry.
There's
you
some
know.
Carpenter, see, you can go a lot further than that if you just come in and
System
want
that
it.
we're
I mean,
supposed to be able to
it's
link
already
to
paid
go
for,
to
right?
track.
Yeah.
And you can go
who's been in the
further
shop.
into it, and your instructor would be more than happy to do
So
that.
that we can give you feedback on, hey, we haven't
But
seen you in
yeah,
the
it's a
lab.
timely manner, and a lot of students like to wait till the last 3
Talk to
days.
us, let us know what's going on.
Because then they go through mistakes, don't get the,
So until
grade that
that's
they
up
know
and
they
running,
can.
Is there a sign in or something?
Yes, we'll have that out in the lab. Either way, check in with whoever's here, let them know that you've shown up. We're hoping to get that system worked out sooner than later. Any other questions? Okay, real quick on, just like I mentioned, housekeeping items. Washrooms, lounges, whatever you call them, they're down this hallway. There's one set, they're the larger ones, and then there are individual ones back. If you look through this window, there's a classroom right outside that door to that classroom. You hang a right, there's a couple of washrooms there. Smoking, if you're a smoker, just make sure you're cleaning up your cigarette butts. We mentioned there's going to be more daylight happening out this back door here. We're going to do a shop tour here in just a minute, but out that back door, there's a picnic table. Out there, you can sit out there. It's not in the best shape, but
and a place to put
so if
your
you're wearing
butts.
shorts, you might get a splinter.
Also, the vending machine vendors, they're not terribly concerned with us. So we tend to, our vending machines tend to get a little dry.
Yeah,
So,
there was an issue of
a couple
the
times, yeah.
price, the display price is less than what you actually get charged by a nickel or so.
Is that
So just
Some
check
political
your bank
thing?
statements if you're using the card.
service charge?
And it was hit or miss on whether or not it was gonna take the dollar bill and the coins. So,
7-Eleven is just down the street. It's a new one, so
yeah,
it's nice.
I
and shiny.
typically try to bring my own stuff, so I don't have to mess with that, but every once in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really craving certain items. So basically, it's use at your own risk and eat at your own risk.
In the shop,
What's that?
in the shop, in the lab?
Yes, let's see, hold on a second. Oh, as far as in the classrooms, if you have a class like with Jeff, where he has to sit down class, or if you're in the class when the class is going on and you've got, you want to eat and have a drink in there, it's up to whoever's running the classroom. So if they're allowing you to have your food and stuff in there, I know, you know, like I said, life happens, you gotta pick up food on the way. Just make sure you clean up after yourself. With that, if there are no questions, let's head out.
No, I meant you cannot eat in the shop.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no
thank
food
you.
or drink,
No
yeah.
food or drink in the shop. If you see one of the instructors, you tell them Fernando's going to do something.
So there's pretty much a
And
yellow
Arnie.
walkway? You
What's
know,
that?
So between here and the break room and whatnot, in there, that's fine. but-
Basically, yeah, the yellow columns right here,
Yeah.
that you walk in, that's okay, on this side, near the offices. But once
East
you
of
pass-
this,
Yeah.
these yellow columns,
Yeah.
is no good.
So if you haven't met Arnie yet, don't mess with him. He doesn't know when to step out of the shop. Okay? I'm kind of that way, Arnie's worse. Don't let Arnie catch you out there with food and stuff, all right? Now, I know many of you have kids, and there's child care challenges. We understand that. At the same time, not allowed in the classrooms, especially out of the shop. If you're coming in just to check in, no big deal, they can hang out with you. They go in to meet with Dave or with me. But in the classroom, in the lab, as fun as it is to show kids that cool stuff, I enjoy showing my kids that. That's not allowed. All right, so that being said, if there are no questions, we'll walk out that front door and look through the classrooms and then come back this way through the shop.